discussed about algorithm. Then we saw characteristics of algorithm. We took some examples of writing algo. Then at the end we saw merits and demerits. Now there is another way of writing your algorithm. First way, that is by simple English we saw. Second way is using flowchart. Okay, the flowcharts you can say are graphical representation of the flow of your problem. Means how your problem is going to get solved, the sequence in which the problem is going to get solved, that you're trying to show it pictorially by using some graphical notations. So different notations are already prescribed, and using that notations we will construct the flow of solution for your problem. So whatever problem is there, how you're going to solve that problem, that we are going to depict or we are going to represent it using some graphical way. Getting? And many times it's said graphical way is more easy, pictorial way is more easy to understand than descriptive way, right? Therefore flowchart is more preferred. But again, flowchart is also having its own merits and demerit. Okay? So what you can call a flowchart as I said, it's a graphical representation of the sequence of operations an algorithm or your information system is going to do. Okay? So the graphical representation of sequence of operations of an algorithm is called flowchart. So that sequence which we write in English, read this, then calculate this, then print this, or somewhere we take decisions, if this is then do this, otherwise do this, or do this repeated time. So after doing, go back here. So that all sequence of operations, you're showing it in a graphical way. That is flowchart. Okay. Then these flowcharts have some prescribed or pre-decided notations or symbols, and those symbols only we have to use. Getting? So as your algorithm follows some characteristics, isn't it? It should have input, output, and all. So same way, there are some principles which you have to follow while drawing a flowchart or while constructing a flowchart. There are some basic guidelines or basic principles which you have to follow. If you are not following, then we say that flowchart is poorly drawn, or it is not following the prescribed rules. So what all those rules are? So it should have a standard indication to tell that from here the flowchart is starting, here flowchart gets end. So it should have a logical start end. Okay. Then whenever you are taking decision, so in that case exactly two outcomes only should be there. One is yes and one is no, or true or false. Getting? Then follow only one direction, either from top to bottom or left to right. Getting? Then whenever the information flow you're showing, so you'll show it by some lines. So that lines should go again in one direction only. They should not intersect each other. Okay? Or they should not be wavy, like curves and all you should not draw. Getting? They should be exactly straight lines, and those straight lines are coming from top to bottom, bottom to top, or left to right, or right to left. Somewhere, anywhere in any direction you cannot show that lines. Getting? And they should not cross each other. And then write prescribed things only within that symbols. Don't unnecessarily write too many things in it. You don't have to write a story inside that symbol. Only prescribed words you write within that symbol. So these are some basic principles which every flowchart has to follow. So those principles quickly we'll see. That is, see to it that for your flowchart there has to be a start and an end. Okay. So ensure that the flowchart has a logical start and end. First thing. Second, don't use any symbols of your choice, or don't construct some custom symbols. Getting? There are some prescribed symbols, and those symbols only please use it. So use standard symbols and templates. Okay, templates means some structure. So if there is a pre-decided structure given, so please follow that structure. Okay, and notations. Don't use any notations of your choice. Okay, first thing. Then within that symbol, some description you have to write. So don't unnecessarily write too much in it. Prescribed thing like, okay. So write the operation within the symbol in a precise manner. Okay, which is difficult in case of algorithm, because there we write it using simple English. So someone can write just A equal to B plus C, right? And someone may say like that is add B to C and store in A, or someone may say like just compute A plus B. So in different ways they can, because it's a natural language. Here they say fix some standard words you write within that symbol. Okay, then avoid cross flow wherever possible. Correct? So don't unnecessarily write the lines in any wavy manner. Getting? So when you're drawing it, the flow should be in a fixed direction, like straight only or top to bottom. It should not go like this, somewhere wavy you're drawing, or it's going in any zigzag manner. So it is not a elegant one, or it's not following the prescribed rule. Okay, then use simple yes and no decision only. So wherever decision come, there is only two possible outcome. One is true and another is false, or yes or no, right? And try to keep the direction fixed, that is left to right or top to bottom. Okay, so try to keep the direction of flow of the chart down the page and left to right. Getting? So as you're going on drawing it, top to bottom you're drawing, and the lines you can move from left to right direction. Getting? So that is one way. And wherever needed, use connector. Like when you're drawing the flowchart, and if your flowchart is too complex and you want to draw some part on the next page, because you cannot fit it on one page, so you have to continue drawing on the next page. Then give proper connection symbol. So there is a connector symbol like this, circle, and then a cross sign is shown between it to indicate it's a connector. Means we are showing the flow on the next page. Okay? And finally check whether the flow chart is logically correct. Means once the drawing is complete, then try to check its effectiveness. How you'll check its effectiveness? You'll take some sample input, and on that input you'll check whether the execution is going in a proper manner and it is giving you the desired output. To cross verify, like yesterday we wrote some algorithms using simple English. Then I took in some cases I took some numbers, and then we tried to check whether it is going fine or no. Same way here, try to check whether your flowchart is giving you the desired result or no. Okay, so these are some standard principles which you have to follow. Okay, so I hope quite easy it is. If they ask you in interviews and all, or if you have theory paper related to this, sure they'll ask you all this. Okay, now I'll just quickly tell you the symbols, the standard symbols which I use for drawing flowchart. So this is you can say oval or rounded rectangle with a round on both sides, or you can call it as oval. This is an indicator of start and finish. So inside this you have to write start and finish, which will come at the beginning and the end, which yesterday also we were writing step number 1 start, and at the end also I was writing stop. Okay, so these are the terminal means end point. So extreme end, so extreme end means the begin and the end, therefore they are called terminal. So used to show the beginning and end of a set of computer related process. I'm calling it computer related process means only what? The steps of your problem solution. Whatever your problem is, you have found the solution for it. Now that solution sequence you are representing pictorially. So that entire sequence, two endpoints are shown with this terminal. Okay. Then this is a parallelogram. Inside this parallelogram, you have to show print and read. Means whenever you want to accept something or you want to display something. So yesterday we were writing read two numbers A and B, or finally I was showing the result. So I was writing a print factorial. Remember, print and then factorial. Okay, so that read and print you'll show in this parallelogram. Okay, so used to show any input output operation. Then this is a rectangle. So inside rectangle all calculations you'll show, which we were yesterday writing compute, right? Or I was writing like calculate, or directly I was writing an equation. C is equal to A plus B, or area is equal to square root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. So that calculations what you do, that you'll show here. So it is a process box. Okay. Right? See, computer process. So any calculations which you are going to do is shown here. So used to indicate any process not specifically defined in the flowchart. Okay. So whatever calculations you want to do, show it in this. Okay. Then the decision thing. Yesterday this thing also we have discussed. In one case, like finding max of two numbers. Right? So we took decision, or checking whether the number is positive or negative. Remember? Or whether it is 0. So that time we took decision. Right? Max of 3 also we took. So that time also we took decision. So when we want to take even for quadratic equation, we calculated D, and then we checked whether D is 0 or D is greater than 0 or D is less than 0, and accordingly we took decision. So when the decision is to be taken, this diamond sign is used. And this decision will have two outcomes only. One is true and another is false, or yes or no, accept or reject. Getting only two outcomes. So it's a decision box used to show any point in the process where decision must be made to take further action. What next action to take based on that decision. Getting? Then the circle will act like a connector. Okay. Actually, we put a cross sign also within it. So it's a connector. When generally we need it? When on one page the algorithm is not over and your flowchart flow, you want to continue on the next line. So that time you show. So used to connect different entry and or exit point in the flowchart. This is generally for printing purpose. Now at your learner stage, means at very beginner stage, you won't have that complex algorithms, right? But when you'll go into proper industry where your project flowcharts you'll be writing, you'll be developing your flowchart, your projects, but every project will have some documentation part. Getting? So in that, obviously you'll be dealing with some files and all. Now in C also we have one chapter at the end, file handling. So if you're telling that in your algorithm, this data is getting saved in the file, you want to show that this record is getting saved in the file, or this information is getting saved in the file, then you have to indicate with this document symbol. So used to show any printed document input output. Getting? And these are the connection lines. These are all things you have to connect it. No? Flowchart is a graph, and graph is what is basically a graph. Graph concept in 12th you have studied. No? Graph is a tuple made up of V comma E. No? You know it. G is equal to V comma E. G is a graph represented by two things, V and E. V are vertices and E are pair of vertices called edges. Edges means a connecting line between two vertices. So these all are vertices actually. shown in different way, but they are actually vertices of your graph. And when these vertices are connected, so they are called as edges. So your edges will be any of these four. Getting either upline, downline, left to right, right to left. Getting, but don't show any wavy lines across or any arcs and all. Any in line in any flow you want, you cannot show it. Use only these four possible lines. Getting, so flow lines, indication of direction of flow. Okay, so I hope you got it. Now the advantages and all of flowchart, disadvantage of flowchart, all will read it. But I guess yesterday some algorithms we wrote, for that only you people draw flowcharts. Let's see. Okay, so which was the first question which I took for you guys? Okay, simple. It was addition of two numbers, right? So can we draw it? See, now I'm drawing it in paintbrush, but how accurate I'll draw, I don't know, because I'm not drawing it on a whiteboard. Okay, this sign indicates start. Right? This will be the start part. Next, addition of two numbers. So first we have to accept two values. So to accept two values, what I'll use? Parallelogram, I said, isn't it? Read A and B. Now after accepting two values, we have to do calculation. So for calculation, I have told you, you have to use a rectangle. So calculation I am showing C is equal to A plus B. Now please understand it because I am drawing it with a mouse. Okay. Now this is done. So C equal to A plus B. Now that C we have to display. So for displaying also I told you which symbol. That is this same parallelogram. So I'll write like print C, right? And after printing, the algorithm is, the flowchart is over. So I'll show a logical indicator, that is stop, start and stop, or finish also you can write inside. Okay, so this is the graphical way. Okay, now you can see that connecting lines I've used either top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right, right to left. Okay, and I've used the prescribed symbols only. Okay, and I've used precise word in that blocks. Unnecessarily I have not written a big story inside it. Okay, so try to follow it. I hope it is clear. So this is the indicator here. It is telling your flowchart is starting. Then this symbol itself tells that you are reading something. So you are reading A and B. This is a calculation. So you are adding these two things, storing in C. This is again printing block, parallelogram. So you are printing that result and then stop. Okay. So for your reference, you can draw. You should have practice of everything. What was the second question you remember? Just in short, you can tell. Area of a triangle. Okay. So I'm expecting from you guys, you draw it and let's see. You can send me the snap or you can unmute your video and you can show me area of a triangle. Or I'll draw and then you can match. Have you drawn the same way? Okay. Others also, Prishita, Rishabh, Astek. Okay, yes, you can put on the group. Once you draw, send the photo on the group. I'll check it. ठीक है, Astik, Nisha, you all try. Okay, Rishabh has quickly is drawn. Good, very good. Start, then read A and B, then multiple calculations you can show in one box. It's not necessary separate calculation box. S equal to A plus B plus C by 2, then area, and then print and then end. Very good. Others also try. Or quickly for you people, I'll draw here. Okay. Start, then we have to accept three numbers, that is three sides of triangle. So read A, B and C. Okay, this is done. Now two calculations we have to do. One calculation is calculating S, which is A plus B plus C by 2, and then calculating area, which is under root of S into S minus A, right, into S minus B into S minus C. Now you understand it, it's going out, but it is not a good practice. It should not go, it should be prescribed in that box only. And then comes printing that area. So I'll just print area and then this indication of finish. Okay. Okay, that's simple. This was these two examples are sequential, no decision. Therefore, it was quite simple to show you. Okay, you have drawn the same way. Others also tried or no? First of all. Okay, good. Astik also has shown it. Right. Start. Okay, he also took two boxes. It's not nothing wrong. You can show, but you can show two calculations in one because they are going one after another only. No? There is nothing in between operation. So that both the calculations are one after another. You can show in one box only. Print area and then stop. Very good. Clear? Good. Okay. Then what was the third example? You remember? Third was a decision example, I guess. Natural numbers, that was last, no? Like to check whether the number is positive, negative or 0. We have to print accordingly, right? So try to draw that too. At least the examples which I took yesterday, okay, at least those you convert in flowchart, and then I'll give you some practice questions also. Don't worry, I'll send you some PDF in which there will be some practice questions. Whenever you get time, you can solve. Okay. Now for time being, I'll delete this. Right. So we want to just check whether the number is positive or negative. start. Now we'll be accepting only one number. Read n. ठीक है? After accepting it, we'll just compare it. Others. Okay, now Rishabh, Astik, other two also are hearing me, Prishita and all. N, we are going to check whether it is greater than 0. Okay, two outcomes will be there, right? One will be yes part and one will be no part. Okay, now it is greater than 0. True, that is yes or no. I showed you that the lines, you cannot show any wavy lines or crossing line, top to bottom or left to right. Getting? Now yes, so you'll do printing over here, right? Now here I'll just print it is positive. I'm just giving shortcut this way, positive. And then stop. A common stop will be there. I'll show you. But if it is not greater than 0, then we can check, we can take another decision. Getting? Whether it is less than 0. Yes guys, all of you, I hope you are hearing me carefully. Okay, or at least you are checking what you have drawn. Right? No? Now next is, if it is not greater than 0, so check whether it is less than 0. If it is less than 0, then we'll print it is negative. Okay, understand it, because on live board I'm not drawing it. Okay, so print it is negative. Okay, but if it is not even less than 0, it's not greater than 0, it is not less than 0, means it is 0. Right? No? So here I'll print it is 0. But after doing all this printing, we have to come to logical stop. Right? To understand, this is your stop. So that stop here also, or from here also. Now don't show like this directly. Show one fixed direction you have to keep. That is from top to bottom, left to right. Don't directly show a cross line. Just don't finish up with the work. There is some standard templates followed. Some standard rules are followed. Okay? So did you draw the same way? See, someone has drawn it. Okay. Good. No, but you did one mistake, Prishita. S equal to A plus B plus C, that is a calculation. So that you have to take in the below box, not in the read box. And one more mistake you did, you don't have to read S and A. From user, you have to accept only A, B, C. You understanding?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just modifying what mistakes you did. So accepting logic is only A, B, C. From user, what you have to accept? A, B, C. So you'll write read A, B, C. Not S, A. That mistake you did. And S you're calculating. No? A plus B plus C divided by 2. It's a calculation. The calculation should go in a rectangle, not in a that parallelogram. So take that S equal to A plus B plus C by 2 in a below box. Okay, and then print and then end. Start end you write, start finish you write, start stop you write. That doesn't matter. Okay, but symbols you should use proper. Now about this decision example, this, any confusion, just tell me. Any questions regarding this? Yes or no? You people should keep interacting. Huh? Okay, Rishabh is saying no. Good. Then meantime, those who have done, they can try with the next example. What was the next example after this I gave? Maximum of 3 numbers, something like that. Yes. So can you try for maximum of 3 numbers? Okay, try. Prishita also, you try. I expect from all of you. Can take a decision. In the first decision, you'll check whether A is greater than B and A is greater than C. Yes, so you'll print A. But if that decision comes out to be false, so you'll do another decision. That is B greater than C. B greater than A and B greater than C. Yes, to print B. And otherwise, finally print C only. Isn't it? There's no need to take third decision in a flowchart. Okay, I'm waiting for your solution. Then I'll also show you the solution, don't worry. Okay, I'll try to erase this. Okay, logical start. Next thing, what you have to accept from the user, max of 3. No? So we have to accept 3 numbers only. Read A, B and C. They should not go actually outside, but it is okay. You will understand me. Right? Now yesterday we have used one max variable also. So you can use here also. Okay? See. You are checking. What I'll do, I'll first write the okay, or I'll write little bigger condition box. This is the decision box in which you are checking A greater than B and A greater than C. So if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, both are true. So 2 outcomes will be there. You know it. Yes or no. Okay? Now if you are going to do printing common, which we did it yesterday, right? Yesterday, according to Rishabh's logic, we introduced one variable called max. So as you're storing, that is also coming under calculation only, when a computation process. So here what I'll do is max is equal to A, right? And if it is no, so you will check again 2 possibilities. Okay, you'll check B greater than A and B greater than C. You're checking A greater than B, A greater than C. If A is greater than both, so A is maximum. But if A is not greater than both, so check whether B is greater than other 2. Okay? Yes. Then what you'll store in max? Max equal to B. And but obvious, if B is not greater than both, so C is maximum. ठीक है? Yes or no. So when this is no, obviously C is maximum. Do you understand? See, if A is not greater than both and B is also not greater than both, so obviously C is maximum. So here directly can I store max is equal to C, right? So now after all this activity will come to a print statement. ठीक है? But see to it, the lines which I use, all from up to down or left to right or right to left, okay, or down to up. Now inside this, what we have to do? Print max. Okay, and then you know your stop will be there. Now understand, below this there is a stop symbol. Okay, so is it clear to you? Have you understood this part? Okay, good. Rishabh interacts, others also do respond, because based on your response only I'll come to know. Okay, Prishita able to do it, or you're facing some?
Sir, I'm trying.
Okay, no issues. Then there was next one more for finding roots, no? Root of a quadratic equation, isn't it? That you try, meantime you try, I'll just check. Then we will draw a flowchart for a loop also. Getting? I guess we took printing first n natural numbers. For that also we'll draw flowchart. Okay? Then we will discuss about merits, demerits of flowchart, and then we'll come to pseudocode. Okay? Then I'll tell you how to write pseudocode, notations, pseudocode notations and all. Quickly, I'll just tell you the pseudo notations. Not today, but in the next session, we'll be discussing about pseudocodes. And then all these examples we will answer using pseudocode technique also. Okay? And then we will say this chapter is over. Okay? Next chapter is not that, it's little bit theoretical. Just you have to compare languages. Machine language, that is assembly language, high level, only that, and what is a compiler and an interpreter, all that in the chapter 2, and then in chapter 3 we'll be starting with actual C programming.
Sir, in this, in the previous question, instead of your way that you've done, I have done it in some other way.
For which one? That is max of 3
The
or?
yeah, max of 3.
You show me what you have. You can show me the snap. I'll just check,
Yeah.
and then I'll tell you if it is right. I'll tell you right, or where you have gone wrong. That too I'll tell you. Don't worry. Okay, Astik also has shown me flowchart for max of 3. You've written read 3 number ABC. Then you're checking A, yes. So instead of writing so much elaborated, na, Astik, like print A greater than B, you can just write print A, that's all. then this one print B, that's all. And else again you have done some mistake, else there was no need of third decision. Getting? So when the second decision come no, directly you can say print C and then stop. Okay? So only one, that decision box, third decision box you remove, because it is but obvious now, when A is not greater than both, B is not greater than both, so who is maximum? C only. Getting? So directly what you do when it is no in the second decision, direct you do print C and then come to stop. Okay? Astik has drawn the next one, but meantime let me check what Prishita has done. Okay, you are accepting three numbers and you're checking whether A is greater than B. Yes. Then you're checking whether A is greater than B. You checked. Okay. Then you're checking whether A is greater than C. Yes, to printing. It's right, like. But only the label you mistaked, like. Both where you have written yes only, it should be no. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
if
think
is
where I have written print B, there it should be print C. And where I've written print C, there it should be print B.
right, the common one is print C.
Yeah.
Getting?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
same, you have done right, not wrong. I will not deny you have done wrong. Same. So you have just checked first A and B. So if A is greater than B,
Yeah.
so you checked whether A is greater than C.
Yeah.
Getting? And if A is greater than C, A is maximum. If A is not greater than C,
Then
so C is
then C
maximum.
that, yeah.
And this side you are checking B greater than C.
Yeah.
Getting? So if B is not greater than, then also C is maximum. The common one should be C.
C,
That
yeah.
mistake you
And
did.
so then where
And,
I've written print C, there it should be B.
and that label, both label
Yeah.
are no only, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
common label
Yes,
is no.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
100% correct. You can solve it this way. That is what, no? Though we wrote that 4 steps of problem solving. This is what you people yourself are proving. See, that 4 steps we wrote, now understand the problem, then find out, analyze the problem. So in case of analyzing, I told you, find out the possible solution and then select which one is better, and then for that you write detailed steps and then go for implementation. The same thing. See, for same solution, same problem, you have found one solution, I wrote second solution. Getting? So 2 different, but who will say which one is better? Okay, now you guys are seeing Prishita's answer also. Now don't say your sir means your answer is right. Not that way. You, from your common sense, can you people judge which one will be better? And why? Why do you think like that? Astik has tried for positive, negative, but you have given only 2 options, positive and negative. I have printed 3, positive, negative and 0. If you are told to print only positive or negative, so 0 will come in positive, that way. So then it is right what you have done. Okay, can anyone analyze why max of 3 which I showed and max of 3 which Prishita showed, Prishita has drawn, both are actually going to give you the same ultimate result. Both, if you trace it, you are going to get correct result in both case. But then can you identify which one will be better, or both are nearly same? No? Should try. Okay. Think and then tell me. Or you can say like, is it okay? Code was shorter. Okay. He's saying your flowchart is small, hers is becoming bigger. You can think from the number of operations, because more the operations, Prishita, you have drawn it, but again one mistake, that yes, you have still kept yes only. It is no. That common which
Which
is
one?
coming, no? Common for both the decision box. It is coming to that common printing.
Okay.
It is coming for both no only, no? If
Yeah.
A is not greater than B, sorry, A is not greater than C, then print C. And this side also, if B is not greater than C, then print C. Both case no, no, from both side,
Yeah. Okay.
right? ठीक है. You have to decide on the number of operations also, because more the operation, more time, no? Computer will take more time if there are more number of operations, right? This you'll actually understand when you learn data structures in your second year engineering. You'll have one separate paper called data structure, where you'll be learning complexity of your algorithm also. Means you have to decide how much time, how much space your algorithm is going to take. Getting? And ultimately everywhere mathematics is going to come. Okay? Now what we'll do quickly to end up with today's session, we'll take that looping example also. Printing n natural numbers. Okay, for that also we'll write a flow chart, and then for today we'll stop. Okay, the question was to print first n natural numbers. Okay, so I'll draw for you. If you have drawn, well and good, you can match it. Okay, so start. Then we have to accept, sorry, not a decision box. I have to read n. And all these examples which we are solving it, for this we have to write C program also, remember. So in the subsequent chapters, once we start with C, then I'll teach you about operators, conditional statement, loops and all. So using that, these all problems we have to write C program also for that. Okay? So read n till here it is done. Now we have to initialize something, right? One counter I'll initialize. So initialization is also process only. So I'll initialize I by 1. Then what will check? Whether I has become greater than n. Okay? Whether I is greater than n. Because if I has become greater than n, we have to stop. Isn't it? In simple English which we wrote, just check it. Okay? So if I is greater than n, yes, then we are going to stop the algorithm. Okay? Right? But if I is not greater than n, then we will print that I. You understanding, no? So suppose your n given is 5. You have to print first 5 natural. N is 5. I is 1. It will check. Is 1 greater than 5? No. So it will come to this side. After coming this side, it will print I. Okay? After printing I, we are going to do next calculation, that is increment I by 1. Getting? I equal to I plus 1. And after incrementing it by 1, we have to come again for the decision. Sorry. Okay? So what we have to do, I equal to I plus 1, and again come to the decision to check whether I has become greater than n. If I has become greater than yes, then stop. But no, so again print I, increment. So as I said, n is 5, I is 1. Is 1 greater than 5? No, it will come here. Print 1, make I 2, come here. Is 2 greater than 5? no. Print 2, make it 3, come. It will do it. And finally it will print 5, make it 6, come here again. Is 6 greater than 5? Yes. And it will stop.